it's Maggie Mylow here with another lesson. This is the third part in our winter branch painting that we're working on this week. So if you haven't seen the two other process videos, make sure you check them out before you check out this video. And you can find them in the beginner acrylic lessons. And I have a playlist for that underneath my YouTube channel, so you can go over there, check it out, and subscribe. I also have a Facebook group in case you guys are interested. This is in case you're joining in to any of these lessons and you want a little bit more hands-on help, and it's Maggie Mylow's Virtual Art Club. And it's found on Facebook, and it's one of the groups, and it is a private group, although the pictures are being posted publicly, so that way everybody else can kind of see what's happening with the pictures, etc. We do currently have 43 members over there as of today, so thank you very much for joining in. And just a reminder that these lessons are absolutely free, but if you do feel like you would like to make a donation because you appreciate the value of them, you can contact me at maggiemylow@hotmail.com. All right, so now that business is out of the way, let's get to the lessons part. So this is where we left off. I just let it dry. And so what we're going to come back is we're going to highlight the branches just a little bit, just so that way we can kind of take them. See, right now you could leave everything from here on in any stage that you want. Anytime you go any little bit farther, that's where we're going to kind of stop. So if you wanted to leave it here, that's perfectly fine, but let's add a little bit more dimension. Let's just take it up a notch. So we're going to take some of that raw sienna, and we're just going to take a little bit of black paint, and we're just going to make this just slightly a little bit on the reddier brown side. You can see that there. Okay, so then we're just going to start on the top, and I just want you to kind of follow the direction of the tree, and you can kind of leave some of this darker area underneath showing. It'll be looking like it's cracks and branches in the tree, kind of focusing more on the top part of the tree, not worried so much about the bottom part. So now that we block things in, we can kind of lay that color on over top quite quickly. Okay, you can see it's just going to kind of punch up the color value, so we're just going to kind of go very quickly in some of these areas here. See, I'm not really going into too much care because I'm going to start adding some more detail on top of it. I just need something to kind of work with. Okay. Really nice and light on the very top of that brush. Not a lot of pressure. Okay, so it's really just on the very end of the bristles of the brush, so the whole entire time, other than right here where I can kind of like lay in the color and not have to worry too much. So if you have that part, you can even get into some more of this brighter red, and you can even highlight that even more. So you can kind of even, while it's still wet, can kind of pop in a little bit more of this redder color if you want to just even take this up to the top a little bit. We're going to cover some of this part up with snow, so I'm not going to worry too much about the top part of this tree trunk. Don't go into great detail about making it perfect. I'm worried about less about from here to here-ish that I want to color. The rest of the tree trunk we're just going to kind of color in or put like snow over top of it, so don't go to too much effort. Okay, and wherever you put that red brown color, it's gonna look like the tree trunk that part is on the top. So wherever you want the tree trunk to look like that part is on the top, so like right up in here. If I made that the lightest, oops, just wet my finger since it's wet. I can kind of get that off. And I will touch that up later, and I will show you how to do touch-ups. Okay, go back to that bright red and just kind of, again, add a little bit of pop of red, that reddy brown. Oops. Okay. All right. Just gonna take a little bit of this darker blackish color. Just want to kind of darken some of these areas up in here and just kind of make it look like a little bit more of a shadow. And then if you want to blend it out, if you're like, oh, that got a little too bright, you can just go back into this redder color and you can just, while it is still wet, just kind of feather those edges of it. Okay. And then it looks like this part of the tree trunk is on the top. So let's just kind of darken this up. Let's darken this area. So we're just going to kind of start building some shape on that tree trunk. So you can see how I have my reds. Now I'm putting my bright reds and then I'm putting my darks on the bottom. So it's making that tree look like it has a bit of a roundish shape to it. Okay, I gotta get my head in here so I can kind of see what I'm doing. A little bit more darker color on the bottom. Down in here. Darken this up in here. And again, anywhere where there's kind of like these intersecting areas, you're gonna want to make sure you darken those up. Okay, just a bit darker brown. Then back in here, we're just gonna add a little bit of a darker color back in here. Whoops. Didn't mean to bump. There we go. Okay, just darkening this up down in here. Go back to some red or brown in here and just kind of blend it out. See how that's kind of giving it some nice shape. Okay. Just a little bit of detail really changes it. Okay, cool. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's just, even if you wanted to, since it's dry, you could go back into some more of this brighter orange. If you do really fast little brush strokes, you can kind of make it look like bark. I'm just going really kind of on the side and just going like that, just kind of pressing and pulling. It's just a quick little brush. And just a highlight every now and again. You want to make it look like it's been kind of like a they call it like a broken wash in watercolor. And it's kind of the same kind of idea. And again, remember, we're going to be covering up the top part, so don't worry about the top part too much. Just kind of quick little brush. This nice red color is going to be nice contrast, which we will talk about contrast in another lesson. But it's a really nice contrast between the red, so the nice bright color of the red, to the cool color of that turquoise. It's a nice contrast. Okay, so pretty good. Got some nice little highlights on that tree trunk going. I want you to put your brush down, and the next brush you're going to use is your finger. If you do not want to use your finger, some people are very anti-mess. You can use a Q-tip. I really like to use my fingers because I find it makes better berries. But what we're going to do is I want you to make a whole bunch of colors of red. And so you're going to use your finger and you're going to kind of like swirl it. I'm just going to show on an example here. So if you're making a cluster of berries, let's make one kind of like a reddy brown. You're just going to go in a circle like this. Okay. Then let's make one kind of like a little bit more of a red. So this is the cadmium red. This was the burnt sienna. I just kind of mixed it together. So I'm just going to do another little swirl. And I just kind of ignored that one behind. And this is some turquoise and some red, and then I'll make it like a purpley color. So, and then I can even go back over top. I want this red one to be in the front. I can even put that like that, and then it looks like the berries are layering over top of each other. So I'm just gonna kind of pick up a color, and you just go for it. So let's do one here. So you do a tiny little circle, pick up another color. So I kind of just do like one, do some nice little circles with your finger. Maybe here's another one. Get a little bit of a darker, reddier color. You might have to wet your finger every now and again because you still have to be able to move the paint. So let's just try that. Do little ones. Okay, now let's do this purpley color. Right underneath it. Okay, I kind of like that. So let's change to another color. Let's do another little red one right here. Another little red one right in here. Maybe some two red ones right here. And one more right here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's do one more right here. Okay, so let's just leave that where it is. I'm pretty happy with that. Now we're gonna have to stop, let that dry, and then I'll see you guys in the next part where we're going to finish this up. We're gonna put some snow on top of the branches as well as on top of the berries. So just make sure you come back when this is completely dry. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.